3 more. A lot of work to do. Still want to show you how to lay out a form. All right, so social media icons. There's all kinds of options for this, as I'm sure you know. Find the ones you like. Pick the style of social media icon that fits your design value. I'm going to copy this image and take it into, you can do it in Illustrator or in Photoshop. I'll do it in Illustrator, okay? It'll be harder in Illustrator. So I'll just show you how to make one of these appear at a time. So I have my ellipse tool ready. And my ellipse tool, with my ellipse tool, I want to point out a couple things about the layout as I wrap this up. But with my ellipse tool, I am going to place these social media icons. There's going to be 4 of them at this point in the center. So I'll create a circle and duplicate that circle. Looks rather large. Resize it. Duplicate that circle so it fits both of these within this column. And then again here I'll duplicate these and now I'll space them. I'm happy with the size. Right, using my alignment panel. Here it is. Distribute the spacing. Now they're even. I don't know if you saw it shift, but it did ever so slightly. And I'll just leave them here for now. Where they should be in terms of the here is probably in their own layer. So I'm going to create a new layer. And I'm going to call this layer Social Media Icons. And with them still selected, which would be this green box, I'll drag them into the social media icons layer in Illustrator and click away. Next, I will do File Place, and I will place the screenshot or that content I just saved to my desktop. If I cannot find it, which could be likely on any given day, I might save something like 2 or 3 times. Where did I put it? Let's go back out here. Feel free to tell me. Did I copy it? You're the best. Thank you. I'll come over here and do a new file, and my new file will be the size of whatever I just copied it. Copied and paste, okay? And I know they're round. So now I'll save this. I could even trim it. It might be a good idea to trim it. So I'll use the cropping tool in Photoshop. Just to save myself a little bit of angst, really not that much. And I'll just crop one. Just this file's a little smaller. And I'll save it as File Save As. I can just choose one of the file formats here, PNG, and I'll call it Social Icons PNG. And then I'll go into Illustrator, back into Illustrator, and I'll place it 4 times. File Place. Okay. Or essentially place it, get the right size or guesstimate the size. S for scale, click and drag. Right, why am I not just going to stick this all in there into one thing? I mean, why didn't I just go into Photoshop and cut each one of these out and place them? Because I think it might be, in the long run, for me anyway, faster to do it this way. But this is, your call. All right, so now I have one. Essentially, now that I have one of these, I'll duplicate it. So I'm going to just move it over, and then 2, 3, 4. Now the fun begins. So I'll take this first one and I'll drag it underneath the dots. The dot layer and the social media icon layer are essentially in the same section. So I'll bring these dots up. I will tell you, one of the things that I find to be helpful when I look at tutorials is things that are more real as opposed to a canned exercise. Canned exercises will definitely teach you a technique of how to do a specific thing. I'm trying to show you how to work. All right, so there, let's just say I love that and it's fabulous, okay? So that he needs to be inside here or lined up with this. Maybe there's different styles of items, but what you should know is if I select this circle and I select this artwork behind it and I do this thing, object clipping masks make, this is my main takeaway here, is that even though this one is cropped, I'm going to zoom in on it, okay? You can always use, I'm going to click away, the sub-selection tool to click inside of it and move it inside that circle. I'm using the arrow keys to move that inside the circle. So I want you to know that you're not stuck with it like that. So here, maybe I want them in a different order. Maybe that's my reason, okay? So here's my F, and I'll move that down. I know it's the correct size. I'll select this, shift select that, object clipping mask make, and now that's fabulous. Click away, click on it with the sub-selection tool, and I can move it inside, okay? And the rest of this, you know what to do. Right? Hierarchy of typefaces. You can duplicate your paragraph style here for body copy. I'll click away, make sure nothing is selected. Take this body copy style, duplicate it, double click it, change the name to headline, go into it, nothing is using it yet, and change the basic character format to black. Click OK. So maybe now instead of looking at this little object as using Barlow, which was really supposed to be something I never saved, there it is, and now it's at headline, which is now actually Barlow, and it wasn't before. Does that make sense? All right, I hope this is helpful. I think I've covered most of the techniques. You know, you might want to put little navigation buttons or little dots on things, but break it down layer after layer. Really look at the layers panel and keep yourself in order. Get a good night's sleep before you start. Take a day off from work.